our former teammate over at LSU, now still at LSU, coaching the track team. Our guy, Bennie Brazell. Benny B, what's up, brother?
Thanks for having me.
I'm just glad. Look, I was like, hey, we got to get you on the show. You said 9:15. You were here at 9:10. I mean, a man of his word.
Punctual.
Hey, you know, we've been blessed with that situation. You said you're going to do something, you got to honor it. You know what I mean? We come from that culture. Before we start this, though, I have to give Matt Flynn his flowers.
Oh, great.
I haven't seen Matt in a while, and I feel like the things he did in college, we're going to go back, Matt. I remember the SEC championship when Jamarcus got hurt, right? That 2005?
2005, that's right.
Right? He gets hurt. You got to come in. I remember your first pass and what happened on that out route, right?
Yeah, pick six.
Yes, sir. But you came back through all that adversity. You know what I mean? That bowl game, Miami, you showed out.
Yeah.
You came back and you showed us something. You led us to that win. I have to give you flowers on that. But it's more to the story. You come back the next year, right? Jamarcus is back starting. You could have left, could have transferred. No, they had a portal back then. But you dealt with that adversity. You sat there, you sat back, and just went through it, right? And that next year you had your time. You delivered us a national championship.
That's right.
So I want to always give you flowers for that.
Man, I appreciate you, Benny.
I always put you in the list with quarterbacks we had come through LSU. We had a lot of talented guys, probably more talented than you, but you won us the ship, and that's what matters.
That's
so
right.
I feel like when you and your family go out to eat around Baton Rouge, Matt Flynn shouldn't have to pay. He's a champion. He bought us a championship.
You hear that, people?
And that's the culture. Championships when it comes to LSU.
Right. I appreciate you, Benny.
No problem.
Hey, can I get a free meal, Benny?
Yeah, of course, you go hang with them. Everybody eats. Everybody eats. But I had to give you flowers on that.
I
That was
appreciate you,
huge,
buddy.
man. You did that.
Man, I got to tell you, that 05 year was so fun. And
It was
I
a lot
know.
of fun.
So you and I played a lot, like at the end of the games and things like that. It was just so fun. I remember Tracy Smith was there calling plays on the side. Hilarious, dude. Man, we had a lot of fun, man, and you were a special part of that. A lot of Bennie Brazell stories.
Yeah, you know, the only Benny story that we tell it's a little negative, but not because of what Benny did, because of Coach Saban. The day we had to run more 110s because Benny, who was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing, he was making his times. There's a time Benny was coming in under the time, but because Benny wasn't winning every race and he was an Olympian, Coach Saban thought we needed to start the whole 110 test over.
I apologize for that, though, to this day. That's me. I'm wrong. I apologize for making you guys go through that. But it wasn't just Coach Saban. The other half of that was Coach Moffitt.
Oh, yeah.
It was him.
Yeah, but again, like you were doing everything that you were supposed to do. You just weren't winning every race. And like, you're going to the Olympics and you're not winning every race. Start it over.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
That was 04?
I mean, you had
So
to
when was the
summertime.
Olympics?
That was 04 was Olympics.
It was 04.
Okay.
So it had to be that next year after that.
Yeah, so it was
Summertime.
I guess 05,
Yeah,
like whatever.
Summertime, run 10s. I remember that. We were like,
04, 05, whatever it
we were
was.
like what, about 31?
I think it's 31 or 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Can
because
you
when were
imagine
you
that?
out for the Olympics? Like you were out that
So,
whole summer training?
Just the summer training. You know what I'm saying? That I
think
came
you
back.
came back at the very end.
I came back at the very
that's
end.
what I thought,
And that's
yeah.
when that was really,
That's
really
when
strong.
I think that's when it was.
I remember.
Came right back.
I remember puking in mid stride, like just like over my
tough.
shoulder.
That was tough. You know, I don't even think they run 110s no more.
They don't.
It's changed.
They don't.
It's changed.
Yeah, I mean, even like the guys that were here, like Kirby Smart was here in 04. And I remember asking Kirby last spring, I'm like, what's the conditioning test now? And he's like, oh, Hess, we don't do the 110 stuff anymore. He's like, we're not knuckleheads like we used to be. He's like, we got the GPS, and we know if a guy's not working hard, we can tell, and we make him run after that. He's like, no, 110s are a thing of the past. Coach Saban didn't run them at the end either.
No,
that shocks me.
Had to change it a little bit.
Yeah.
I heard, but I'm with you. You needed that. Build character.
Do you remember our the fourth quarter program?
Ooh.
Like
I had
having the trash cans like every 5 yards.
Hester, I had to come out to track practice. Think about how that's changed.
I
had to come right because we did it. We did for a quarter in the evening.
Yeah,
it was
like
afternoon.
3:30.
Yeah, it wasn't at
so
6:45. It was in the evening time back then. So I had to come straight from track practice to fourth quarter program. Coach Miles' first year, right?
Yeah,
that was Coach Miles' first
2005.
year.
Yeah.
That was
tough.
such a good team.
It was a great team, tough year. Obviously, with Hurricane Katrina, we were supposed to start the season playing against, I believe, North Texas. That game gets canceled. We're supposed to play Arizona State across the street.
Yep.
That doesn't happen. We have to fly out to Arizona.
I remember that.
Tempe. They were a good team. They were a ranked team.
They was.
We got kind of lucky though.
Yeah,
we blocked a kick for a touchdown.
Yep.
Blocked a punt for a touchdown.
Yep.
Then Jamarcus hits early on a play that if it gets reviewed, I
End of
don't
the
know.
game. Yeah. But it worked out.
It did.
It worked out. Great team.
If that season was a normal season, I think LSU competes for a national championship.
I totally agree. But the next year, no excuse.
06?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that was one of the greatest
So
teams
good.
we ever had on paper, offense and defense.
4 first-round picks.
Totally
on that
agree.
team.
So that team there,
Yeah.
no way, that should have won a ship.
Losses to
Florida
Auburn on the road and Florida on the road.
I think so. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Those
We
two
lost
games.
to Auburn, what was it, like 9-6 or some low-scoring game.
Yeah, but as far as talent-wise, both sides of the ball was
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm
that
with
year.
you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Now
totally
that
agree.
season ended, it ended well, beating Notre Dame.
At the Sugar Bowl, but that
But
was
that team should have done more.
totally agree.
That was a window of now in 04. I don't know if y'all agree. We were okay. We were
It was
a
okay.
9-3 football
Okay,
team.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had some talent. We had some. We had C-Webb and Spears
We
and those
obviously
guys.
lost a ton.
But we lost a ton because y'all
Totally
won a
agree.
national championship.
Mhm.
But 05, 06, there should have been at least one championship in those two
I
teams.
totally agree.
Yeah, when both those teams were clicking, playing its best football, game plan, everybody healthy, like there was no team better, certainly. Like there's no team in 06 beating the team that showed up at the Sugar Bowl.
Totally agree.
Nobody even close.
Totally agree.
I know.
What did you think the problem was in 06 with you guys? Because we had left. So what was different? Those two losses?
I mean, just two close road losses.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. At Florida, we're at the Swamp. We score first. We hit like a 246 UConn.
Okay.
Score first. Boom. And we're going in for our second score.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were on fullback belly. I think we're at the 10. I think I get it down to the 1. I still think I scored, whatever. They call it down the 1. First and goal from the 1. We're good.
Okay.
Jerry Russ fumbled the next snap.
Mm.
Fumbled it. Florida got it. They scored.
Gotcha.
And now we're talking about we would have gone up, I think, a couple scores.
Makes
and now
sense.
it's like tied game.
Crazy.
And then that was Tebow's first ever jump pass.
Gotcha.
Tebow mania.
Yeah, and one.
That was a tough game, man. We
Crazy.
could not do. The defense tried. It was one of those games the defense tried to keep us in it for as long as they could.
Yep.
But we
Offense
weren't
kept
helping
putting
them
bad
out.
I totally
Kept
agree.
putting them in bad situations. We had special teams play. I think I miscue. I don't remember who it was. It might have been somebody muffed a punt, I
Yep.
think.
Something like that.
Yeah, those two road games at Auburn and at Florida. Now, if we're talking today's college football with that resume, we're in the playoff.
You're in the
every time.
playoff. Yep.
Absolutely.
So I think in our times, I think it was just different, and I think we had a standard. When I say that, in our time, it was either BCS or Bush. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
BCS or bus.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
You know, if we didn't go to the BCS, I mean, Texas Bowl, no disrespect to those bowl games.
Yeah.
Little Caesars Bowl, no disrespect to them, but that wasn't our standard. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I think when it comes to LSU football and some sports, the standards is championships or bust. period.
Yeah, but I think it should be that. Like, I think, like, if you ask Jay Johnson what the standard is,
championships.
he's not going to tell you anything like
No.
record. He's going to say Omaha. That's what he's going to say. He's
Totally
going to say
agree.
Omaha.
Totally
I mean,
agree.
same thing. You ask Kim Mulkey, like, hey, what's the standard? She's going to tell you Final Fours.
Track the same way.
Track and field. Like, you've got a standard that y'all are going to try to live
Yes,
up
sir.
to. Like, now that it's a 12-team playoff for LSU, because you're right. Like, it was a BCS game when we were in school. There was only so many of those. Now that it's a 12-team playoff, it's playoff or bust. It
Totally
should be.
agree.
And if
Totally
it's not
agree.
that way, then you don't need to be here. Like in any sport. I'm talking any sport.
That's why I love this guy.
Any sport.
That's
And
the
I
standard.
think that's the expectation. Certainly the expectation this year.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
And you said it's in track. Tell us about your coaching track.
Yes,
Tell us
sir.
about what you're doing, your role right now, and your day to day.
No, good question. So we kind of like an off season at this point right now. You got people getting ready for world championships coming up.
Okay.
So preparing for their different countries, USA, anybody else that's on our team. So they're preparing for that situation. But when it comes to the collegiate wise, we're getting ready to start practice. I want to say we always go the day after Labor Day.
Yep.
We get the fall training going on everybody, and we're getting this ball rolling. So for the most part, we're just ending up with recruiting and everything at this point, and we're just ready to get the season started.
Could you coach Matt Flynn to run the 300-meter hurdles?
No, sir. I cannot do that.
Can't work miracles.
I wouldn't want to see that. Like I said, Matt's already a made man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He bought LSU a championship. So I feel like when you bring LSU a championship, you're in a different category.
Was the hurdle something you did like all growing up as well, or is that something like you kind of found later on as you got to LSU?
Good question. In high school, in middle school, I was just running regular, and
Right,
one day
that's what I
I was
figured,
just trying. One day I was like, let me try this. Like,
Yeah.
I was just trying it one day, and I was running the sprint hurdles, and I had the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It just came natural.
Yeah.
So then I just started doing it. You know what I mean? And I get around 7th grade, I started. 8th grade, I was okay.
Yeah.
9th grade, I kind of started coming a little bit, but our sophomore year
Yeah.
in high school, that's when it all came
when it was.
together. Yes, sir.
I can't believe you say you can't coach me to one, but I guess my high school coach did tell us that like you can't win the Kentucky Derby with a jackass, and I guess that's the statement, right? Like, I guess I'm the jackass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said it, not me. You mentioned like I don't even know if we were on air when you said this, but like used to go like track practice, football practice. We always tell stories about the guys that played baseball. Chad Jones, or Jared Mitchell, Chris Jackson.
Yes,
who was a part of the team with us. Like they would change on their way to the box to go play baseball. So you've done it in the track world as well.
Yep.
So Jelani Watkins is trying to do that. Like right now, like
yes,
what are the challenges? Because I'm sure like a different mindset. Obviously, like he is so good on the track, he's so good on the gridiron. What is it like trying to make sure that you're in the right mindset depending on what sport you're at?
I think that's a good question as well too, Hester. I think for the most part when it comes to it with us as being like athletes, because we love both, right? We love football and we love track. So the crazy part about it is when you win football season, you win football season. You're not really thinking about track, and when you're in track season, you're thinking definitely about track. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for the most part, it all comes together because sometimes when you're at track practice, you got to be able to go back for spring ball, spring meetings, and all that kind of aspect of it. So you just got to keep your mental right. I mean, just stay positive the best way you can because we already know you're going to go through some adversity. Yeah. I think in our time, what made it different, we were red-shirted, right? So in our time, it was okay to be red-shirted, right? Yeah. These days,
I wouldn't know, but you two would.
Yeah, we would know. You got it, Hester. You got it. You played as a true freshman. Congratulations. But for the most part, it's okay to be red-shirted. Right. You know what I mean? So I think these days and age, when guys get red-shirted, they go in a tank or this here. And I know it's hard. Social media, just imagine if we all were roommates in college, us three.
Yeah.
Hester's playing. We're not playing. We're red-shirted. And the social media stuff is going on. Yeah. We're going to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to block that out the best you can. Like Coach Saban always said, block out the rat poison.
Yep.
I like it.
He did.
I got a question on how you handle your track athletes because like it's such a different sport than anything else because they do have like the Olympics they'll go run, the Worlds they'll go run, and different meets outside of just LSU. So like when you're coaching somebody, are you kind of like end up being their personal coach? Do you travel with them and coach them up for these different events?
Yeah. It just depends on what the track meet is. Yeah. Whatever it is, like I feel like Elysian Lakes is under 20s. Yeah. But usually like World Championships and Olympics for the most part, Coach Shaver will be there. But if it's part of our sprint athlete, I'll be there as well with them as well too. That's anybody on our staff, you know what I mean? Yeah. So how it comes to that aspect. But it just depends on it. But the number one thing is the NCAA championship for Coach Bennie. All right, that's number one. Then the Olympics and everything else. Right. But the main thing is the main thing. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, you focus on winning that national championship first and go to everything else.
Yeah. I would assume the more but I would assume those outside meets kind of help with recruiting, athlete retention,
big time,
things like that.
Big time. They see it that way, but I feel like that helps out. But y'all know the number one thing has changed now. It's all about NIL. So I think that's kind of important as well too. So I feel like the resume really doesn't matter no more. If what you've done, it's about what can you do for me now.
Give me your favorite play you were involved in LSU football.
LSU football, favorite play.
Your favorite one.
My favorite one.
Because mine, I'm not even, like, it's 05 versus Florida. Like I said, Urban Meyer, I believe his first year there. I want to say they came in maybe even as a favorite in that game. It was a CBS day game. It was hotter than hot, obviously. And Bennie kind of closed the door on that game.
Yeah, I would say that was my first touchdown. So
was it really?
That was huge. Okay. That was really huge for the game. I thought that was huge.
Did you get a 15-yard penalty on that?
I did. I got in trouble. I got cussed out on Monday. Coach Miles got me. You remember that meeting?
Bennie.
Yeah, Bennie. Next time I see you do this again, next time I see you again on the sideline, you're gonna be on the sideline with me next time you do that. Act like you've been there. Then I was like, I haven't. Then Jimbo said, well, he's right. You haven't been there before.
Yeah. But your celebration, yours was like the most genuinely like positive,
excited
like celebrating.
It wasn't look at me.
No. Disrespectful. Yeah. It was just like, I'm excited. Yeah. Let me celebrate. Let me cook.
We gotta celebrate together.
Don't worry, listeners. We'll find that clip at some point. We'll play that Florida touchdown. Bennie, man, you're the man. This has been a lot of fun.
No problem.
Like I said, and I mean this, like open door policy whenever you want to come in. If track has something going on, football, like it doesn't matter. If you just want to come hang out, you got an open door policy.
I appreciate that. But let's not forget, the standard of LSU is championships.